Hey there everyone, so yeah, it's Dratlaw44 here, hope you're having a good weekend so far. So basically, yeah, today's video is just to talk a little bit about the Mamba, which is a brand new car to come out on the recent blueprint. Now, before I do go into that, and I kind of talk a little bit about it, the cars, a few other things as well, just want to let you know that on the 4th of April, which is only actually about 2-3 days away from today, basically I'm going to give away a Striker Sky Blue Interstellar. For anyone who's subscribed, basically one lucky winner will get entered, and then basically I'll do a random number generator, and whoever gets picked will of course win that completely free of charge. Now all you got to do is you do need to leave a like on the video, just really helps anyway, but also be subscribed. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, you literally are just doing that, then just make sure that you are adding your username or your PlayStation ID down below, just so that I can sort of work it out. If you're on a different platform, don't worry, just leave your ID, and of course I'll work out how I can get that to you, as if providing you're picked and things. But that said, let's get into the video. So yeah, okay, so basically the Mamba is a Dominus hitbox. Now, I don't suppose that's really going to surprise anyone, because it feels like every car that comes out is a Dominus hitbox. Pretty much with the vehicle, it's kind of got a lot of power. Control is not too bad. It's quite sleek, it's quite nice, and it's good for sort of blocking and things, because again, it's a bit like the Skyline and the Dominus. Although what I do like about it a little bit more than the Dominus at the moment is it does actually have a slightly kind of higher kind of top. It's hard to explain, but it's less flat than the Dominus, which just means that, of course, it's a little bit easier. I know that people kind of have different opinions, and the Dominus, a lot of people say that it's very easy to kind of use. For some reason, I've never found it that easy to use straight away, and neither has a couple of my friends. So it's a weird one with that, how that opinion kind of maybe just everyone's different. One person uses it really easily, and the next person kind of just doesn't, and it's one of those things. So, like anything, I feel that with the car, it has got a lot of bonuses. There was basically a purple Striker Mamba in the shop a couple of days ago. It has gone now, but for 700, and that was really good value, considering kind of what you'd get it on the Rocket League Garage app, what you'd buy in game. You'd be looking at a good sort of 200, 300, 400 maybe higher. So again, it's one of those things. Now in the background, you're seeing sort of a match that me and my friend KY Rich played against a champ and a not so good player. Don't really know what rank the other player was. He could have been a gold or a plat, I'm not sure, but he didn't seem to really get into the game too much. So again, one of those things that it was the champ mainly carrying that team and making it very difficult. We had 3 matches and it went from there. But with the Mamba, I feel like it's one of those cars that it does feel very nice to kind of use from straight away. It feels kind of like it's got I guess the hitboxes always feel a little different to me, and I know that it's kind of strange because they say, well, it's a Dominus hitbox, it's a Octane hitbox, these should all be the same, but they do feel different in the way that they play. Now, I would say that, as a car, it's not a bad vehicle actually to pick up. You can get it, either win it if you're lucky on a blueprint, which is the Fornax series or Fortnax, I can never remember the name particularly, but it's one of those, which is fine. Or of course you can purchase it, which is fairly normal as well. Is it the most expensive vehicle unless you're going for titanium white? No, not really. The vehicle handles pretty well. It seems to be quite nice in the air. I'm not the best person for aerials, mind, so again, this is kind of based on my friend sort of JHD telling me that it does seem to handle quite well. But the power, as you can see on the flick, is really nice as well. It does have a lot of power in the right areas, which is kind of a bit like the Skyline, which is probably my favourite car, the Octane, and maybe the Fennec and things as well, and even the Dominus, obviously, for the reasons. But yeah, I mean, with Rocket League, I think that it is nice that they bring out a kind of a nice looking car. In regards to, it looks like a kind of one of those old classic vehicles that you used to get kind of in the 1950s, 1940s, 1950s, that type of thing, and I think that's kind of decent. It's again, I think that with regards to hitboxes and game things, I do feel like the game needs a lot new hitboxes, a lot of new hitboxes brought to the game. I think it would be just nice if they had some variation. I do think that you've got some hybrid, you've got Octane, and you've got kind of Dominus, but those seem to be the main hitboxes in the game from what I can remember. There might be maybe 1 or 2 others that I've forgotten, so let me know in the comments if I've forgotten any, but I would like to see some new ones. Now, I think that's the only disappointing thing. I mean, as much as, you know, I like the Dominus, I do wish that they'd stop bringing out cars that are Dominus hitboxes, and I just literally would kind of, you know, vary a little bit in that sense. But car wise, it feels nice. You know, I literally, when I bought it from the shop, I found that it was a nice car to kind of play with. A lot of bumping, a lot of crashing into each other, a lot of miscommunications at times. That just happens. And this goal here is a little bit of a scrappy one, which is just unfortunate. But, you know, that is the way it goes. Sometimes games are like that. And whatever you do to clutch it out, yeah, you're going to take it. But let me know. I mean, like, have any of you either tried the car? Have you kind of, like, played it? Did you buy it when it was in the shop, or is it one of those things that you're going to sit back and you're going to wait for it to naturally decrease in value? Because that is probably the one thing as well. I mean, you know, although I'm not going to go into the trade market and where it's at the moment, I haven't done for a very long time. And quite honestly, the main reason for not talking about the trade market at all has purely been because, well, the trade market's in a bit of a mess. It's probably in its worst state for a very long time. Value of items have dropped. Things do not seem to keep their value for very long. I have definitely seen some surprises where value of items have just decreased at a rapid rate, and you're left going, oh, I bought them to make some money. And yeah, it's or to make some credits. And it's very upsetting when you see those things drop. Now, the Mamba probably will be the same. So if it is a car that you're not 100% sure on whether you use, it is going to drop in price. I mean, I think that's a big thing as well. Like, the prices are going to naturally drop, especially if you're using Rocket League Garage, which is where really the best sort of bargains and deals and things like that. It's a free app. You can download it. It doesn't cost you anything. And the great thing is that, of course, you can buy items, you know, you can buy them for credits, of course, if you've got them, or you can trade items as well. So lots and lots of options. Now, I would say that, you know, with the vehicle, like I say, as good as it feels, again, you've still got to be playing pretty well. The games of Rocket League are pretty sweaty. You know, you've got champs in most games. I don't know whether, obviously, it probably depends on your rank. My rank is kind of varied a little bit, so I don't really feel like I should be playing champs and various higher pit. I don't think I'm good enough for that. However, that's the way it seems to be with matchmaking now. So, you know, when you come up with a new car, I think the hardest thing as well in casual is that it's not really casual anymore, and it's difficult to use new vehicles. But I did think this one was worth making a video about, because actually I was impressed. I think that's probably the big thing. The car felt very nice. It felt very kind of like great to use very quickly, actually, which some cars take a little bit of time to adapt and get used to, maybe the hitbox or the way that they are. Though they say the hitboxes are the same, how much are they? I mean, you know, again, with the look and the shape being the different sides of the car, do you really kind of like expect it to be identical? Well, that is debatable, of course. But however, you know, the car felt very nice very quickly, and I think that is a big thing. Like, when you kind of, you know, use these vehicles, I suppose you want to kind of enjoy it and, you know, get the benefits and things like that. Now, obviously, as I say, it is like anything with the car. I do expect, you know, naturally something to be absolutely amazing. And yeah, that guy's, I can't believe he scored on 0-0-0. Like I say, decent player. Bit of a not a very nice person as such. Quite rude at certain points. However, pretty decent. So yeah, got to give him credit in that sense. But yeah, I mean, like, as I say, I mean, like, what I wanted to talk about the vehicle is because there's not been that many vehicles that have really come out that make you want to kind of talk about the cars. Now, you know, there's been like new Lamborghinis coming out. There's been like new other things. I don't really feel like all these cars are warranted. I know a lot of people talk about how good the Lamborghini is. Again, it looks very like the Lamborghini that came out previously. So I feel like it's just nice that, you know, there is a different car coming out that kind of varies it. But again, you know, that's probably because we've got the past cars, the other cars. It doesn't feel, like I say, the biggest thing is it's hard with Rocket League to find a different vehicle that breaks away from your favourites, your Octanes, your Dominuses, your Skylines, and, you know, maybe a few others and things like that. The Fenix, I guess, as well. You know, so all those kind of cars are going to always be the used. Even the breakouts and stuff are pretty popular. You know, I think they say the Aftershocks are like the sweaty cars as well. And, you know, it's kind of hard to break away from that kind of thing. However, you know, it's got a good amount of power. The flick potential was nice. It felt quite good for sort of like actually balancing on the car. I don't know why. I find it strangely difficult to do that to dribble the ball on my Skyline, but I can do it on my Octane. I don't understand why that is. I just, find it easier. So everyone's a little different on that one, I'm sure. But, this is what the main bulk of the video was. I mean, as I say, it is a car that I enjoyed. I thought it was worth talking about. Like I say, I mean, talking about this match, actually, I mean, we won that particular match. We'd lost one of the other ones against this champ player, and then we came across a sort of like, in a sense, it came to the deciding game. Now, the champ was pretty toxic, I'm not going to lie. He was not a very pleasant person. We lost one of the games, we said GG, he went easy, and then started being all toxic. Don't understand it. Anyway, it all came down to this, the 4-4, extra time pretty much, or nearly extra time. My friend K-Webit said push that ball, which was absolutely totally the spot on decision. And of course then he scores the winning goal with my cross as the assist. So again, that was pretty nice as regards to a 50. Not going to complain. And we beat him. We beat him 2-1. He got all toxic, but hey, that is Rocket League for you. So that is pretty much the sort of main bulk of what the video is about. A couple of other little clips, just showing kickoffs and various other bits. But I mean, let me know. What do you guys think of the Mamba? Have you tried it? Have you if you have, what did you think? If you haven't, do you think that it was a car that you maybe will get in the future, perhaps when it goes down in price? Because all these new blueprints, I mean, that is a big thing as well. Like the new items that come out, they're top price. I've seen some crazy prices for some of the cars, and then realistically, they do drop very, very quickly, just because that's just the way of the market at the moment. And I don't think it's really going to change, because they don't really kind of want that. So again, I see that kind of happening, where they just want us to spend, and that's kind of how I feel with it ever since Epic Games took over. But yeah, that is pretty much all I'm going to talk about for this car in the video. Hope you enjoyed the clips, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, as I say, just drop us a like, enter in for the Sky Blue Interstellar, because again, it's free. It's something that you get just purely because I've reached 250 subscribers. Anyone else subscribing, you get entered as long as it's before the 4th of April, and then I'll be doing another giveaway anyway. But that is it. So take care. Thanks for watching the video. I will see you in the next one. All the best until then. Cheers now. Bye.